Hey guys, Andy here, and today I have my Pan That Palette update for February. If you want to see all the progress that I've made in the first month of the year, then stay tuned. As always, if you like the makeup that is on my face, everything I'm wearing, and the socials where you can catch me will be in the description box down below, as well as any other pertinent information to this project. And if you like makeup unboxings with a little bit of horror sprinkled in, please consider subscribing, as I would love to have you here. And let's just go ahead and get into this month's update. Alright, hi guys. So, if you don't know anything about this, this is a Fantastic Ladies collab. I will leave their Facebook listed in the description box. And the prompt for this year was kicking it old school. So it was to pick your oldest palette. And for me, if you did not catch my intro, that is my Huda Beauty New Nudes palette. So this is an 18 pan palette, which, if you don't know the color story, it looks like this. And there should be a concealer shade here. I did go ahead and remove that because it was stiff and it just smelled off, and I have had this palette since 2017, so that being a Korean product, that is definitely expired for sure. So I dug the concealer out. So my palette is 17 pans, but I started with 0 pans in January, and unfortunately I have not hit any new pans as of this update, but I do have some usage updates, and I have some side-by-side picture comparisons because I do think I've made some progress in the shades themselves that I'm proud of. So, just to go shade by shade, I will first show you the palette here. So, in the shade Bare, I've used this 6 times. And I go across, so we have Crave, I've used 4 times, Play 3 times, Fantasy 2 times, Love Bite 2 times, Spanked 4 times. I've used the shade Lace once. Let me flip my page. And then the shade Tickle, I have used... So Tickle's here. I've used that twice. Excuse me, I skipped a shade. Daydream I've used 4 times. Excite, this pressed glitter, I've used once. Infatuated, which is obviously my more used glitter, I've used that 3 times. Kinky, I have used 4 times. The shade Secret, I've used 3 times. Tease, I've used once. Raw, I have used 3 times. Charm, I've used once. And Teddy, I've used once. So I'm happy that I've at least used every shade in the palette 1 time. I reached for this palette 6 times over the course of January. So that's 1 full week of looks with this palette, which I think is pretty good, which means I still got use out of... I know I did a couple looks with my palette that's in my Nightmare on Panning Street Project pan, and I know I used a couple just random palettes throughout the month too. So I think 1 full week of use for the month, like, I think that's really good. And when we're looking at the side-by-side photos, which I will put on the screen here in a minute, which I took in sections of 6s. So we have the first 6, the middle 6, and the third 6. I think the one I can see the most difference on is this first shade here, Bare, because I've used it in every single look that I've done. I'm not usually a set your lid type of person, but because this palette has this Bare shade in here, I've been doing that because it's the only way I'm gonna get use on that shade, and I've been enjoying it. Trying to think of what my favorite shades are. I definitely love this shade, Crave, this shimmer. It is gorgeous, and I really enjoy. I didn't think I was gonna like it because it doesn't feel like this shade goes with much in the palette, but this shade here, Play, is absolutely stunning, and then this shade, Spanked, is beautiful. Those are probably my 3 favorite shades, and then Infatuated is my favorite glitter. I do like this palette. That's why I bought it. That's why I've kept it for so long, because I do love the color story. I will say, I can definitely tell that the formula is not the same. And that makes sense, considering it's a very old palette. It came out, I think, 2017 or 2018. I don't remember what I said in the intro, because I looked it up, but you'd think I would have wrote it down here when I got the palette and when it came out and all of that, so that I could remember that for talking points, but I didn't. But I got this palette like 2 or 3 months after it came out, so I've had it for years, way longer than should have. And I can tell that in the performance of the shadows. They're very powdery, and they take a lot of building, which, I mean, I guess will be nice. I think it's why I've made such big dips, because I really have to layer them on to get payoff. But I'm going to go ahead now and put the side-by-side. I will take photos, or I will have taken photos of this already. But I will put up side-by-side comparisons of January and now, February, so that we can see the progress. Because though I haven't hit any pans yet, I do think that I've made some big progress here. So I'm going to give like 30 seconds each. I hope that that's not too long. I'll shorten it down if I need to. But I'm going to throw some music up, and I'm just going to put up the progress photos now, let you guys see the side-by-sides, and then I will come on with final thoughts. So, here they are. As you can see, I think that I've done an alright job. I definitely think I could buckle down a little bit harder on this palette, but I have enjoyed the progress so far, and I'm excited to see some different looks that I can create, because I think that that's going to be my biggest challenge, is trying to not just create the same looks over and over again. So let me know in the comments down below, are you taking part in this? What palette are you panning? I would love to be able to watch your content as well and see, you know, is anyone out there also panning this palette? I would love to have a panning buddy, because I think that that would be so fun. But otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.